Alright, YouTube, I'm going to go ahead and, or you guys, I'm going to go ahead and continue on to part 2 of this video. If you're watching this on YouTube, great. If you're watching on the site, even better. You can just follow it right in order down the list as it goes. I got the server rolling here. I got still the same exact partition with the shared folder on it that we're going to be using. Now that my disk is done downloaded, and I'm going to go ahead and set it up to the XP machine that I'm going to be wanting to copy. Since I am using the virtual machine, everything is going to be done here on screen in front of your face. Make sure that you have your CD-ROM drive selected first. Your storage, you're going to have to put the disk on. Whoops, not F drive, sorry. You're going to have to select that, which is this one here, and click start. Watch the magic happen. It'll start up its redo software here that you get. Hit enter for your start it. I gave this machine 1 gig of RAM, along with the server has a gig of RAM now. My host machine is running low on memory, of course, because this machine only has 4 gigs of RAM installed, and it takes a gig for the video card, so I'm running on probably about 500 megs of RAM for Windows 7 at the moment, and recording and doing audio capture. So if the video lags back, this is the reason why. Once this gets going, well, we'll step you through the process one step by step. If I go too fast, just redo the video, back it up and continue. Where I went too fast, I'm trying to keep these videos short, so the faster I go, the better. So let's go ahead and get this started. This disk has started. It takes a second. Do your backup here. Make sure for this to load, make sure that you are status online, connected to wireless auto ether 0, or if you need to, you can connect to your wireless, but better yet, use your Ethernet cable. 1 hard drive, which is the 10 gig Linux drive for your Windows XP, which I am using, my default partition. If you have 2 partitions, great. If you want to do them both, risky. Use the one with the operating system on it and transfer the data over another way. The network, I'm going to be using my server, which is running right there in the background of this computer. I'm going to use this IP address to get into it. ISO folder, which double check here, make sure everything is reasonable and ready to roll. A little lag there. And let's see if this works. Okay, yes it did the first time. Great. Just leave this as is. If you don't want it to put it in a certain folder within, I'm going to go ahead and tell it to create a folder XP. That way inside this folder it's all nice and neat and tidy. I should have made a folder within this share here named XP. Of course it did. So now as we start going and backing this drive up, which you just click next, give it a name so that you remember what machine it is, and we know what it is. Click next, and this process should automatically do it by itself. Of course, now over here on the left you'll see the files start going into the server as it's doing its thing. It might be more than 1 part, depends on the size of your hard disk, so keep that in mind. Your server hard disk is always going to have to be bigger than the disk that you are backing up. Let's say that again. The disk that you're backing up, the 10 gig over here, is the server in this. The hard drive in this server is going to have to be bigger than the hard drive in that Windows XP. Confusion there, but yeah, you get the point. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and stop this video, and when it gets close to being done, we will check back with the server and make sure. Of course, it's going to be using a lot of your network, so if you got other computers, do this at the night or when there's no data. You're going to be using a ton of bandwidth for this. This bandwidth is going to skyrocket. You're going to be probably between 100 megs to a gig a second between that area. So let's go ahead and I'll check back in with this when I get done. Alright, so now that it is completed, you can close out of this, which you just exit. Should take you back to basically where this is now. Shut down this machine since we no longer need that, It's got its entire hard drive over to this partition now. Now, if this works as the software is advertised, I should be able to start up my next machine. Should be able to start up my next machine here, which is this blank copy of Windows XP that does not have anything on it. This doesn't even have an operating system on it. It's just a virtual machine that's just sitting there, ready for an operating system to be put on it. Oops, 24. So in this operation, what you'll need to do is, of course, make sure the disk is in this drive, or in this computer. If it's a computer that's physical, it'll be the drive. Make sure the disk is in it. Okay. Start. Disk is in. Make sure it boots. Start it again. This time, instead of choosing backup, you'll choose the next option, which I forget what they call it, but it should be import, or whatever they call it. I can't remember off the top of my head. I was looking at backup before. I'll find out here in 1 second. Restore, this is what they call it. Okay, so now instead of backup, you'll choose restore, because now you're on the new computer that does not have an operating system on it, that you want to take the operating system from the prior computer that you put on the server, take that out, so put it into this, and make it happen. Connect to share again, this time skipping all the other stuff, because this is just putting it back on. And that too, come on. /ISO okay, so now it's under this administration, password and your username. Next button, it's under this. Next button, select a drive where you wish to put the operating system onto. This drive, of course. And it makes sure that you don't have any information on here that you would like to keep when you do this process, because it will delete everything off the other hard drive, this hard drive, and put everything from the other hard drive onto this one. Now, yet again, I am going to stop the camera, let this process do its entire turn of whatever it's got to do. Yet again, as like I said before, this does use a lot of bandwidth. It's like 500. You can watch it down here, 500 on the tip side of 500 megs a second or a minute that it will be transferring over. The server over here says about 100 megs, so I mean, whichever way you would like to use it. But let's go ahead and let this finish. It usually takes about 15 minutes for the entire process to get done. I'm only using 10-based 100 network at the moment, so that's all it's going to be using. So if it's 10-based 100 to 1000, you're going to be a little bit faster. You should be. Alright, I'll restart the camera when this process is done. Alright, the operation completed, so let's go ahead and give this machine a restart and see what happens. And take this disk out of this drive so it doesn't have the ability to start to the CD. Let's see what happens. Okay, I accidentally left a disk in, so let's get rid of this disk out of this drive. Yeah, that would be the disk's problem here. There you go. Start normally. And this is the XP machine. that was not had anything installed on it at all. And that's the one that's running right there, and this is the old one. So if you watched the previous video, you would know that the installation that I just did had nothing on this to start with. And I'll go ahead and start up the old one so you know that I didn't switch hard drives or anything like that. It's all 100% legit. Hope this happened. I don't shut them down nicely, so that's why they keep getting these. And this one, the left one here, was not shut down successfully, so when I did the disk copy, that's why it did the same thing over here on the right side, because I didn't shut it down properly. So that's the last save that it had. And I'm gonna shut this down so it doesn't get a error here. But yes, this is two same exact copies of Windows XP, just took the hard drives, made an ISO of them, and then from the left one, put it on the right one. Of course, the right one's going to be fast. The right one's faster because I have more RAM on it, of course. But yeah, that's basically all there is to it. And you've got a fully functional Windows XP machine with all the same gadgets. Everything is exactly the same, except for the RAM, of course, because I upped the RAM in the right one. Is why it's running a little quicker. But yeah, everything is the same. All the things on the left one here should work. Say Internet Explorer, it should work. It's just like taking a hard drive out and putting it in the other one, but not the same. Because all I did was copy that same exact hard drive, all the contents on that hard drive, and put it in the new one, and it's ready to rock and roll. So, hey, thanks for watching. Go down, check out the other videos, and have a great day. Have fun with this software. This software was very fun to use, very simple. Rock out, people. See ya.